Let's go to Canberra now, and joining us live is Sarah Ison, the political journalist from the West Australian. Sarah, good to see you. Overnight, plenty of reporting around the fact that Japan has now got our back, which would be a relief to a lot of people. These are after these talks were held involving the Foreign Minister and the Defence Minister.
Yeah, so Japan and Australia put out a really strongly worded joint statement about standing against economic coercion, about their concerns in the South China Sea, about wanting peace in the Taiwanese Strait. It was a really pointed statement against China, China's action to economically coerce Australia, China's action to militarise the South China Sea. So it was really direct, it was quite blunt. Particularly the comments of Taiwan attracted a lot of attention. So it was very much the two countries coming together and presenting something of a united front in that sense in this statement. And it no doubt has already gained criticism from China. Again, the same thing, don't mess with our internal affairs, etc., etc. So, you know, that the war of words and other things will definitely go on. Yeah, timely too, Sarah, isn't it? We're bringing these live pictures now. We'll bring them up. This is Joe Biden, the US President, the First Lady Jill there as well. They're arriving in Newquay. This is ahead of the G7 summit. So it is timely, isn't it, that, you know, you've got Japan mentioning that they're supporting us this morning. You had Scott Morrison's speech yesterday, well and truly on the front foot when it comes to China. And I guess there is the hope out of G7 that there will be a kind of united front when it comes to taking on China. Yeah, we've had a lot of comments and the confirmation that the geo-strategic competition that we're facing right now will be discussed, and that's code for China's rise and the competition particularly with the United States. It's one of the key themes in the G7 this year. So it's going to definitely be discussed. Morrison will chat on the sidelines with Biden and the leaders of, you know, South Korea and Germany and all other kinds of leaders. And this will be one of the big key themes that is going to come up. Again, last year, Australia had a really tough year with China. There were so many sanctions on barley and wine and beef, and the world was really watching on with apprehension and a lot of worry about what is being deemed economic coercion. So I think those discussions about where to from here will be had on the sidelines of the G7. Yeah, and I guess then, Sarah, and just finally, I mean, everyone will probably wait to see what China's response to this is going to be, and if it inflames things at all. It'll be interesting. When I've spoken to defence and foreign affairs experts of late, every other response China's had in recent weeks and months, with anger, with frustration about such talks and such points, people are, particularly commentators in that space, in the defence and foreign affairs space, are starting to take it less and less, not less seriously, but it's so frequent. So often is China coming out with, we reject, the concerns of human rights, allegations. We tell everyone to get out of our internal affairs, and it's a lot of the same. So it's interesting about where to now for China. What we saw earlier this year was that they suspended an important dialogue with Australia, but that hadn't been running for years and years. And what a lot of commentators and experts were telling me was, well, it looks like that's kind of what's left in their toolkit. It's interesting now to see what's left for China to do and to say. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see, particularly with such a high-level meeting between the world's leaders, if China does anything besides the foreign affairs minister's spokesperson's remarks overnight, as we see every other day now, or what we're going to see. And we'll just have to wait over the weekend into next week. And perhaps even, everyone will be watching the Global Times to see what sort of opinion pieces do come out of that, as we always do. Sarah, good to see you. We'll talk to you again soon.